Very good.
Let's speak now to international border control expert and chairman of BritPac, Henry Bolton. Henry, your thoughts on today's developments on the Rwanda scheme front, the fact that 600 migrants came across the channel on Sunday. We saw boats full of migrants coming across yesterday, and the Prime Minister now says he's going to get really, really serious and he's going to get this Rwanda scheme going. Now, even if he does, and I don't think he will, but even if he does, it will take a minimum of 40 days to get this emergency legislation through anyway. So he's running out of time, isn't he?
He's totally running out of time. Let's start at the beginning. You know, everybody is focused on this Rwanda plan. Somehow the government has got the public, the media, the civil service, the courts, all focused on this Rwanda plan. So let's just think for a minute what it is. At the very best, the government is talking about eventually being able to send 500 migrants to Rwanda per year. Well, last year we had over 40,000 migrants come across on small boats. This year it's nearly 30,000. It's about 30,000. So if you take, let's just say it's 20,000, you're going to send 1 in 40 to Rwanda. If it's 40,000, you're sending 1 in 80. There is going to be no deterrent value, as far as I'm concerned. So, in terms of the deterrent value that that the government is putting all its faith in, it's not going to function. The second thing is, not only is it not going to function, but it's incredibly expensive in terms of treasure and effort. So, and as we're seeing, diplomatic, political, and legal bandwidth. So, I mean, just to remind people, we've already spent 142 million on this, and not one person has gone. We'll have to send, if we send 142 people tomorrow, it will be at the cost of £1 million per person that we send.
So, Henry,
it's massively expensive.
Henry, it's not just the migrant crisis, is it? We have, with our borders, we've also got drugs coming in. We've got weapons coming across.
100%. Well, what I was going to go on to say is, you know, well, let's just sort of go and look at the legal thing. What's already been said in this programme so far is absolutely correct. The chances of this going through legally are very, very slim before the next general election. So nothing's going to happen, and it's going to take up a whole lot of political and bandwidth for the government. So if we're now talking about what should be done, well, the government should have put in place a fully comprehensive review of everything dealing with our borders, all risks dealing with our borders, traffic flow, whether it's commercial or private, the fisheries stuff that goes on our maritime borders, control of our airspace. They should have been looking at the risks such as has just been said quite correctly, the cocaine and heroin that comes across, it turns up in the UK, is all imported. 97% of the illegal firearms held in this country are imported. All of this needs to be assessed, put into a set of objectives for all government agencies, a fully thought through, integrated strategy, cross-government strategy needs to be in place. And part of all that process is to assess exactly what the legal situation is in terms of how we deal with all this. Do we have the legal facility to deal with it? If the answer is no, what do we need to amend? What do we need to introduce and so on? And do that as one package. At the moment, none of that, absolutely none of it has occurred. So we end up with a piecemeal approach in terms of policy, piecemeal approach in terms of diplomatic effort, and piecemeal approach in terms of legislation. And that is why none of it is working, because it doesn't take into consideration the second and third order effects and all of the other things that need to be dealt with here. Now, can this be done? I have done it for other countries. I have led their cabinets through this, and it can be done in about 8 months. The government has lost so much time on this, and I cannot get my head around a prime minister or a cabinet that actually thinks that one part of that whole piece, which is going to cater for maximum of 500 asylum seekers per year, is going to solve the thing for them. It is not. it beggars belief that they or the civil service or whoever thinks that that's the case.
I agree with you.
So we're in a.
I agree with
the
you,
government's
Henry.
in a whole difficult space.
Yeah, the government's become fixated on this Rwanda plan as if it's a great deterrent. But you know, we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of migrants coming on, and it's not really going to be a deterrent to say, well, 500 of you might end up in Rwanda. Listen, Henry, thank you so much for your time.